Hello, welcome back. I want to start off by talking about a story from semester 1 of this year. For context, I had recently been elected to become the president of the Space Society at my university, and we do lots of projects, which are mostly engineering related. This meant that suddenly I had many meetings to attend, whilst I was also juggling all of the roles with my degree. Furthermore, for some reason I decided to sign up to becoming a peer mentor. So I had to also juggle those roles, and later on, to add more fire to the flame, I decided to become a course rep as well. And this meant I was representing my course, the society, and also mentoring people. This got overwhelming quickly. And not even just these three. I had my degree to worry about as well. Suddenly I had a non-stop influx of tasks. I had no time. It got to the point where I was showing my friend my calendar and he asked me a rather straightforward question. Where is your fun? Usually in his calendars he has a color dedicated for fun activities, and he asked me, what color is yours for the fun activities? And I just looked at him and I asked him, what do you mean? I don't know what you're talking about. And he looked at me bewildered. He had no idea. Like, he must have been thinking I'm insane. Like, what person lives like a robot and just does work 24/7? But that's what life got to at that point. And this is bringing me onto one of the main issues with the current world. There is a non-stop influx of tasks. You can't finish everything. There is going to be a backlog. And when you think you've caught up, more tasks will be added to the backlog. However, it does not matter, because we have limited time and we need to make the most of that limited time. Now, here is where task management comes into play. When you have limited time, you need to make the most of it. You need to know what you're doing with that time. You need to know how you do it as well. But before that, you need to be aware of what tasks can come up. You need to think in the future. Okay, I know I have these deadlines. I know that around this time I also have to hold this event for my society. I know I need to do this. You think of these tasks at the start of a semester and make a huge backlog. You will save so much thinking and so much stress because you are aware. You are expecting the tasks. This makes all of the difference because now you can plan in advance. How do I tackle my workload? How do I make sure I do a bit more work this week so that in my exam week I don't feel so stressed out? Secondly, you also need to be able to break down a task. Let's say you write, I need to do a lab report, and you don't ever start. This is the case for me. I actually had to do a lab report and I've been procrastinating on it for days, and days went into weeks. Before I knew it, my holiday was nearly over. What actually got me started was when I decided to break down my lab report. I said to myself, okay, I need to do the data analysis. I need to write up the introduction. I need to research what I need to write for the introduction. When you break up these tasks into specific and manageable chunks, that's how you overcome procrastination. To add on to this, you can incentivize yourself. You can say, if I don't do this task, I will eat something I really don't like. I will go for a run in the cold whilst it's raining. Or you can incentivize yourself with something nice. Reward yourself for a task. Say, I'll go outside and pet the cat. I'll go outside and have a walk in the park. These things can help you get started quickly. And it's all about getting started and knowing what to do after you get started. This helps you stay in flow. And I actually read this from Ikigai. To stay in a state of flow, where flow means you have concentration, it's like the surroundings disappear, just like as I'm talking to this camera. I have no idea what's going on around me. When you get into this state, there are a few prerequisites that need to be made. And that is that you know what you have to do, you know what comes after it, and you are enjoying the process. You don't think or worry about anything else. All you want to do is make the best of your time. Now, this brings me onto another key part. After you've prioritized, after you know what to do, and you've incentivized yourself to do it, how do you actually prioritize the right tasks? As I mentioned before, you have limited time. If you try and do everything, it's not going to work out. Hence, here you need to use the 80-20 rule, which simply means 20% of your work gets you the 80% of your results. You need to find those 20% of tasks. These are called your frog tasks. Now, if you leave a frog and you know you have to eat it, if you leave it for later in the day, by the time dinner comes around, you don't want to even eat it. You've been thinking about that frog in your mind since morning, and now it's dinner time, and you see it in front of you. It takes incredible amounts of willpower to get yourself to eat it. Hence, this is why you need to do your frog tasks first. Rather than thinking about the frog whilst you have your breakfast and your lunch, just eat it in the breakfast and enjoy your lunch. Enjoy your dinner. In fact, you'll enjoy it even more knowing that you've done the hard work. But how do you know what your frog tasks actually are? How do you know what responsibilities are the most important to you? Here, I want to introduce a concept I made, and it's an importance number line. Think of it like a normal number line, from 1 to 10. However, instead of numbers, it's importances. And based off that, it's to do with how much impact it has on your future, whether it's positive or whether it's negative. Secondly, also think about, is it compulsory? Do I need to do this task to progress onto where I want to be in the future? For example, a degree might be necessary for you. Or perhaps making sure you finish this task before you start with the other tasks. For me, it was getting the data analysis done for my lab report, and that allowed me to get on with the rest of the day. Now, from this, you need to think about what tasks will greatly impact me in the future, and how will they impact me. For example, if I don't do my exam, that's going to have a really bad negative impact. It will stunt my progress. Meanwhile, if I instead spend time studying for my exam, that will have a huge positive impact. It boosts my grades, and that lets me get better opportunities. You need to now think of these tasks and think about where you put them. On the top, you put the positive impacts, and on the bottom, you put the negative ones. And based on how big of an impact they have on your future, you put the ones with most impact on the right side of the scale, and the ones with the least on the left. Either way, that's all I wanted to cover for today. I hope this has helped you. If you want me to go over my Notion system, where I implement everything I've talked here, then please let me know in the comments. Thank you.